now live. I hope you all doing well. Can you tell me in the chat if you're able to hear? Be sure that I have all a great experience listening to this live workshop, and I'm not going to be silently talking. It's better if you can hear me, of course. Don't hesitate to write in the comments. If you're on Facebook Live, don't hesitate to tag your friends. Don't hesitate to invite to the live everyone you think could be interested. The schedule today is I'm gonna be sending a campaign, a Groover campaign for an artist from the US, really cool artist, and choosing the contacts for him and telling you about the experience on Groover and how to use the platform the best way possible. I'm going to try to spend not too much time on this to start. And then you can ask all your questions. You can also ask them during the live, and I will try to answer all your questions during the live itself. So yeah, perfect. Everybody can hear, which is an amazing news, of course. What I used to start by playing the song that we'll be sending a campaign for tonight. First, just listen to it and don't hesitate to tell me in the comments what you think about it. If you have some remarks about the style or about what kind of people you think could appreciate that track, it can be useful. And that way we all on the same line and on the same wavelength to then send the campaign and see how we can send the best Groover campaign possible. So I'm going to be playing this track from Sleepy Soul called Backwards. It's going out, I think, on Friday, so it's not out yet. And let me know what you think. And please tell me in the comments if you can hear the sound. So this is a cool track, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Very quite simple, quite haunting, very good quality. This is great, and this is a great track, and I'm very happy. It's the first time I'm listening to it, so the same thing as you guys. I know Sleepy Soul, but I hadn't listened to that track. I'm gonna try to start sending a campaign. So now you can see my screen. I'm connected on Sleepy Soul's account on Groover. So this is the homepage. The first time you log in, you will have a bit of a different experience trying to lead you through sending a first campaign. But this time I'm logging in as Sleepy Soul, so I'm coming straight to the homepage. Here, it's very simple. The first thing I wanted to show you is the profile. It's very important to fill in the profile of the artist the best way possible, and especially what is linked with the music jars. So here you can edit file, especially here in my universe, you can select music genres. So here you can see there's dream pop, and indie rock. I'm totally aligned with that. It's better not to select more than 3 specific subgenres. Otherwise, the system, when we recommend some curators and professionals, might get a bit lost and not know how and who to recommend to you. So with indie rock, indie pop, and dream pop, I think we're definitely okay. It's also great if you can add a hot news and a bio. So I'm gonna do that now. I've got a pitch that could be interesting here. Let me change it here. So for the hot news here, I have a pitch that I can use as a hot news. And as an artist bio, I think it's still relevant. What I want to add is a few sentences about the because they got a lot of performance with that project. So it could be interesting to add it to the bio. Let's save. You're not forced to add a bio in French, by the way. We had this in the start because the platform was, the home base was in France, so a lot of the users were French, but you can definitely just fill in the bio in English and the hot news in English. Then if we go back to the homepage, then we can start promoting music by clicking on start a campaign anywhere. Here, you can see some tracks that we've been campaigning for, and we also have a new feature that when you add your Spotify link to your profile or your SoundCloud link to your profile, we'll be able to find the tracks directly from those platforms, so you can start a campaign with those. But here, it's a track that is unreleased, so I will have to add it from scratch. Here, so the name of the track, as I was mentioning, is Backwards. So I'm doing this all on one screen, so I'm just gonna check that everybody can hear. You can hear me? Is it good? Is it good? Can you see the screen? Okay, great. So if we go with Backwards, it's the name of the track. The release date is this Friday, but I'm not gonna fill it in because I don't want to have some exclusions related to the release date, because we know when curators want to receive tracks before the release date or after the release date. And I'm just preparing this campaign, but we're going to be sending it on Friday. So I don't want to put a release date because I know we're going to send it a day when the track is released. So all the curators that we want to reach out to, the track will be available for them when we'll send the track. So the track has lyrics, of course, in English. The YouTube link is not available yet because it will be available on release date. The Spotify link as well. So we can go to the next step. Your YouTube or SoundCloud link from scratch. It's not an obligation at that point, but then you will be asked to add a link. So you can add either an unlisted or private link if your track is not released yet, or you can also add, of course, the public link, YouTube or SoundCloud is needed, either YouTube or SoundCloud. And also Spotify is really advised to add, especially if you're targeting Spotify playlist creators. And then you'll be asked for this link so that the creators can listen to your music, of course. But you can go through your whole campaign and prepare it before having those links. And you'll see that the campaign will be saved as a draft on your homepage. So I'm going to show you just so you can see in case I'm adding just that curator. If I'm going back to the homepage, you'll see that a draft has been created for that campaign. So even if you leave that campaign, if you leave your screen, if you log out and you log in again, I don't know, 3 days in here, you'll still have that draft, that campaign draft here. So I can click on it and go back to exactly where I was. So let's use the filters here. I always use the filters to be sure to refine the selection. As you can see, we have 2,406 creators and pros available on Groover right now. It is a lot. I'm definitely not going to be contacting all of them. So the first thing I do is select the jars. I'm not going to go with dream pop for this one. I think it's more poppy and less this style. I don't know what you think. Maybe you'll see it as dream pop, but I see it less beach house and more indie pop here. So I'm gonna select indie pop and indie rock as well. And then in the creator and so I still a lot of curators, and in the creators and prototypes, I'm only interested in the one that can give visibility and media coverage. And especially, I'm gonna not be selecting social media influencers, journalists. I'm only gonna be looking at place creators, not even media outlets, because there's no music video. So usually media outlets that can be, you can definitely reach out to them even without a music video. But since here I know that I'm going to be focusing more, and I want to focus more on playlist creators, I'm going to remove radio stations as well, and online channels, so YouTube channels. It will help me refine the selection by just selecting those two types, and I have plenty, because indie pop and indie rock are really well represented on the platform. It's the same for a lot of different genres, but in particular indie music, also electronic music, the different vibes, and also rap music is well represented. So here you can see I still have 506, which is a lot. So what I will do is I'm going to be using the advanced filters. You're not forced to use them, but in this occasion, it's a real cool track, and I feel that it can really resonate with even picky creators. So I'm going to be all the top curators, very impactful and certified Spotify playlist and certified YouTube channel. And you can see that it divides by 2 the list of curators, but I still have a lot to review. Then what I do is I go through the different outlets. So Luffy Indie Bedroom Pop, I hadn't selected that one by chance. It's because I really wanted to get in touch with them. And because they're really good and definitely in that vibe. I also want to get in touch with Alex Rainbird. They quite costly. It costs 10 groovies to get in touch with them, but they're definitely influential and they can have a lot of impact on that track. Same for Indie Folk Central. UN indie folk music is great. Even if there's folk in the title, I know that they're open to kind of like poppy tracks. Here you can see that they have indie pop and indie rock, so it could make sense as well. Select a whole bunch of them. I want to select at least 50 contacts, and maybe close to 100. Reason it's because the results are usually better when you get in touch with more than 30 or 50 curators in one campaign. It helps a lot, especially because if you select only 5 curators, you will most likely get a few interesting answers, but also one may not respond within the 7 days. Maybe 2 will say it's not exactly their style, and you're like, hey, why did I spend $10 or €10? So the real way to get great value from Groover is to get in touch with at least 30 curators is a good balance and good start. And then if you get in touch with 50 or 100 curators, you really get the value of it, especially if you have used the filters to select the best way possible those creators. If you have a doubt on a curator in particular, for example, I have a doubt on Plugabis, if it's the right one for that artist. So I will go to their profile. I can see some interesting information about what kind of track they want to receive. The genres indie pop, dream pop seem to be aligned, and I have a bit more information here about what they can offer. I can see the tracks that they are sharing. It looks, I can even listen to that, so to see if it makes sense. In that case, it seems definitely relevant, so I will add them to my campaign. But it's interesting to visit the profiles just to see if it makes sense to get in touch with them. I know that there are a lot of them are from like different countries, some of them from Latin America, Mexico, United States. One thing you can do if you only want to get in touch with people in North America, for instance, is you can definitely filter by countries. The most represented countries are France, the US, the UK, Brazil, Italy, also the UK, but I think Canada is not far. You also have Germany, Spain, that are well represented, and also in South America, I know that like Argentina, Chile, you can have a lot of contacts from there. So if we go back, I think I will go new female pop artists. I'm obviously not going to be contacting them. We don't have a filter by genre when they want music coming from female or male artists for a reason. Like we don't want to make that distinction, but you can definitely look at the title to help you with this. Oceanify could be great. Songs to listen when reading, maybe a bit too poppy for that. Burb.fm is a really good one, so I'm definitely going to get in touch with them. Best New Indie could be great. Gobi Desert Selective. Daily Dose is a really cool YouTube channel. Definitely the vibe. So I'm gonna get in touch with them for sure. Pilar artists as well. To save a bit of time, like if you have already sent a campaign, one thing that is very interesting is check your previous interactions to see who have already accepted your track. So for example, here I can check all the ones that gave me an opportunity in the past. So what I usually do in that case is like, okay, let's add them all again because they already like music from that artist. So let's add them for sure, and then I can try if I want to remove some of them. So if I go through that list, all those ones I want to get in touch with them. Is then someone I don't want to because I feel they're not that influential. Maybe talk playlist. It's a bit like you see, it's more about bossa nova, Brazilian music. Even they have indie pop or dream pop. Then it's more a matter of like knowing them and having gotten in touch with them. Actually, they accepted like a lot of tracks from that artist. So I feel like actually yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get in touch with all these creators. Maybe not international hits. Chase Atlantic, Hot Vibes. What did they say last time? You can check also here in the interactions what they said for previous track. You see they accepted one of the previous tracks, but not the last one. I don't feel like getting in touch with this one because it seems a bit more out of line in terms of the style. And so you see, I already have like 52 pros that are selected. So now if I remove that interaction filter and I go back to the full list, can go down a bit. I was at the Daily Dose. I can add Sweet Escapism. I'm gonna go a bit faster so that we can go to another step after that. But this is the most important step. It takes a lot of time to select the right creators for sure. If you have some questions, you can make it a bit more dynamic if you have some questions. Yeah, there's someone saying that when they choose a top curator, it wills the list down a lot. I'm reading. I would love it when I add very impactful. It summarizes the overlap instead of adding very impactful to top curators. Yeah, I understand. It's complicated to see in the experience. What we do for now is like there's the filter was as cross when it's between different types of filters. So for if you take a media outlet and you take France, you'll see only the media outlet from France. But within a category, it's inclusive because it was complicated to do otherwise. Because if you select like only the interaction, in some occasions it will only like limit to just a few ones, and it might not be what you're actually looking for. But it's something we're thinking about to have the possibility to just do to choose between an or logical relationship and an and logical relationship. Um, yeah, I understand. Just so you know, all top curators are impactful. Otherwise, they wouldn't be top curators. So if you only want to get in touch with top curators, I would advise just taking top curators and not very impactful. And then what you can do once you have done this selection is check the very impactful list if you're interested in like getting in touch with some who cost 2 but are not top curators. And but yeah, it's a bit more difficult to make your selection that way. That's a good insight that I could definitely give to the product team. It's complicated to build filters, as you may understand, and to still make them understandable. If we add like too many features, it might become a mess. But it's a good remark. If I go a bit down and to other contexts here, like sizable selection. I'm gonna be going for some that I think are really good and could be really going for that track. Sounds New Sounds Good is great. It's a YouTube channel. I like Loop Solitaire as well. As well, Aperion is great. I could add. I could add Before Sleeping. Theoside Records is quite well. Everyone with like witchy vibes or girl vibes, it's great for like more female projects. So I'm not gonna be going for these ones. It's simple love songs. I don't think like it's a love song, but maybe it is. Tell me if you felt it's a love song and I'm missing something. John Magnuson is really good. He is quite picky, but when he accepts track, it has a lot of impact. I will also go Boba Records. Chill out pop and indie songs could be great. Relaxed pop as well. Grease Release. Now I can see we going to contexts that are a bit less targeted. So the contexts are ranked by relevance for that project. So in that sense, it's normal that when you're going down, you can see some great contexts, but some of them might not be as relevant for that particular track. I don't think like it's a particularly like sexy track, so I'm not gonna be going for the kind of sex playlists. Now I'm going to maybe this one could be great. I know it's very impactful, and it's kind of summary the track. It's not a sad. I wouldn't go for sad sounds. It's more like poppy and summery and sunshine. Romo could be nice. Craft beat, why not? This is a very good playlist, by the way. Xen playlist and this playlist are really good. If you have like a kind of sexy R&B vibey playlist, I will definitely go for this, like the sex playlist with 3X's and Xen playlist. And if you like more like a female project, soul R&B, all the ones with like bad or baddie or like female energy and these kind of vibes they are very impactful playlists. Renato Barciaga could be great for that track. I think we're going to we had a good Oriel could be great. I think we coming to a right selection, a correct selection. One thing that I still want to check is like one opportunity is the new ones that came to Groover. As you can see here, there are only like 5 new correspond. And these ones are not exactly in what we're looking for. Maybe this one. I want to check what they're looking for. We have some quite a lot of reviews already. I can go with this one. Yeah, and if I go with the new ones and just check, so you can see I can remove the tags here and just keep the new curators. So it's interesting because here I can see some new ones that could be interesting. You can see Casablanca Sunset. They seem very selective. Turtleneck, Dream Pop, Indie Rock, media outlets. Let's try them out. It's interesting to try out like some new ones because they just arrived on Groover, so they could be a new opportunity. I'm always going for that list and check if some of them could be interesting. And maybe I'll add again the types to be sure I'm not selecting wrong ones. And if I go with also the genres to be sure. Okay. And if I go through that list of 39, it should be easy. Nice, interesting. Let's try them out. Extra chill. This seems to be a bit out of line. This media outlet GAFA. Interesting. I don't know about them. Okay, it's a largest music and culture media in Scandinavia. Definitely gonna go with this one to try it out. And then Mm, I think we're good. I think we're good. Some nice, as you can see. We have 74 Pro selected, close to 200 groovies. It's exactly what I was looking for. Here, then you have an important step, which is the pitching step. So here I have prepared a pitch. My advice for this is to not make it too long. Try to base it on the same thing that is asked on Spotify for artists, so 500 characters. And here, what I usually do is, sorry, I'm trying to add um, here a download link so that, like, if someone wants it and wants to download it, they can do it straight away. And I also add a listening link. So I'm adding the pre-save link that is going to be a smart link then, and that way, like if they want other sources, they can still go through that pitch and find it. It's not a necessity, but it's good to give the best level of information possible to the people you're contacting on Groover. And if you go to the next step, so I'll need a YouTube or SoundCloud link, of course. I don't have it for now, so I will put another link just to show you how it works for the next step. It's another track from Sleepy Soul, so I will carefully change it. But here you see the track recap. You can edit it if you want. You can see your list. You can see some other ones that are recommended in case you want to add some. And here you can add the promotional code. I will give you a promo code during this live, so stay with me. I will send a code for a 15% discount that you can use until the end of the month. So just bear with me a few minutes and I will send it to you while I answer some questions. So here I could be launching the campaign straight away. I won't do it. So I will remove that link to be sure that we don't save it with it. And then my campaign is quite ready and ready to go on Friday. So then the playlist, the campaign is here. We'll just have to add the YouTube or SoundCloud link and then the Spotify link, and we can go with it. And then if it's the first time you're seeing Groover, you'll see that you get all the results from your campaigns here. So you can see that here you're getting all the last updates, so the last shares that we got for those releases. So Dorian Sessler is playing the track on the radio. You can see by track here. You can also check by status to see only the shares and promises to share if you want to, or you can check only the ones who send feedback without sharing if you prefer. And you can check that only for here, for instance. You can, of course, remove the filter to see all the results for that track. And for each of those, you'll see their feedback and then their share. So you can have the information about this. Okay, so this is basically it about how to use Groover. You'll see it's quite simple. And now I will go back to looking at your questions and answering all the questions you might have. So, hey, I can see the questions from William saying, does it matter if I send my campaign without releasing my song yet? Okay, it can make sense, especially if you're targeting some media outlets or some radio stations, because they can still schedule the track in the future. When getting in touch with playlist creators and Spotify playlist creators, I would definitely advise to the Spotify link to the campaign, and that way they have the Spotify link that they can directly share to their playlist and add onto their playlist directly if they like the track. We'll be working on a way to schedule schedule campaigns in advance, but it's really better to wait until release date if you have a track that is going to be released and you want to get in touch with Spotify playlist creators. But you can get in touch with media outlets and radio stations and record labels and all the other types before. You can also send campaigns after release, even months after release. Place curators won't care a lot about when the track was released, most of them at least. So you can definitely send a track months after release and try to push it again and push the streams. But for Spotify place creators, I would definitely advise to send it on release date. Hey, I see some hearts. It's really cool. Thank you. Do you have some more questions? Don't hesitate. Don't be shy. Ask all the questions that you have, even things that are be a bit out of the line of the this workshop. I'm definitely eager to answer all your questions. If you have some, I'll be more than happy to. Waiting for them to come in. So I will go back a bit the thread to see if there are some other questions. But feel free to ask any questions or any remark about your experience. It could help a lot. What did you think of Sleepy Soul track? Did you like it? Did you like the track? That's great. I'm trying to see, like, do you have some questions? I don't see a lot of questions coming. I would love to answer your questions. I usually a lot of questions, but maybe not a lot this time. Feel free to let me know if you want me to show you something linked with Groover. If you have some questions about how to pitch your track to Spotify playlist curators. If you have any questions, I'm more than open to answer, of course. I'm seeing a question. Yeah. Have you seen artists have increased success by targeting at specific countries? It's a good question. I haven't seen something very specific, but what is sure is that if you're singing in a specific language, for example, if you're singing in Spanish, it's cool if you try to target mostly Spanish-speaking countries because there's more chances that they will accept your tracks, and the same is for French tracks in French, for instance. Contacting France, Belgium, Canada can be helpful, and then it's all a matter of like your priorities and what you're looking for. If you have a track that you feel could work, feel free to only select US based curators and see if there are many of them that could be interesting for you. And then you can also select a lot of countries, but just exclude the ones that you feel might not be relevant. So you can select all of Europe, for instance, and or just all of North America. It can be interesting. To be honest, I don't do it because I see that, especially for Spotify playlist curators, it doesn't matter where they're actually located. In order to develop the audience of tracks in English, especially sometimes they're located in the country and their audience will be elsewhere. So, in my opinion, it doesn't have a lot of impact, except if you're starting to grow and you really want to grow in a specific country because you will have a concert or live show somewhere. You can definitely try to focus on like the US or Canada or something like this. That's a good request to have a translator for creators to speak Spanish. Do you mean a translator for the feedback you receive, or to help you write your feedback in Spanish and it will be translated in English? It's definitely something we actually working on right now, to have a way to translate feedback the best way possible. It's something we working on with the team because it's an insight we got a lot from you guys. And it's going to be a bit technical, but it's something that should be coming in the months to come. It's at the top of our list of the features we want to do. Thanks for this guy. Okay, thanks. And also, just so you know, you will have access to the replay after the live workshop, so you can definitely look at it again, look at the steps, and there are also all the previews, the replays of all the previous workshops that you can also get access to. So definitely don't hesitate if you want to get more information. Hey, thank you, Relax Productions. Thank you for signing up. That's great. Thank you for signing up. The most popular countries on the platform, the US has become the number one, United States of America, then France, then the UK. But in terms of the population of creators, Brazil is very strong, Italy as well, and other European countries like Germany, but we also have strong communities in Mexico, in Chile, in Argentina. So it's really global. So if you have music that you feel is not music just for one location, Groover is definitely the right platform for you to test the waters in different areas. I will send you what you all looking for, which is the special code that I will be creating right now as we speak, because I forgot to create it beforehand. Send it in the last in the following 10 seconds, because I'm going to be creating the code now. So please wait a few seconds. I'm creating it at the same time. So the code would be groovy, all caps. It would be working until the end of the month only. So be sure to use it before that. And I'm creating it right now as a way for you to get a 15% discount. So don't hesitate to use it, especially on campaigns that have quite a lot of contacts, so that it has more impact and allows you to get in touch with more and more contacts. And it could be very useful to you, especially if you have many contacts, because it will help you get in touch with even more contacts and to save a bit of money on your campaign. So just note this code, groovy, all caps. So let me just show it. Okay, in the chat. So groovy is the code for a 15% discount, and just sending you as well the link to the article that explains how to use it, because you will have to use it within your campaign once you've done your whole selection. I will send it to you now. Here. Yeah, that's it. So, are there people who have already used Groover here? Can you tell a bit more about your experience, what you liked, and what you feel could improve the service? Um, it would be great. I can see. Yes, I will show again. Sorry, I'm getting a bit lost with all the buttons. Here is the code, and here's the chat overlay. I know. Yeah, I can see English, so maybe I can send you a guide in Spanish. We don't have like guides tutorial in Spanish for now, but it's something we'll be probably working on. But if you want to have a look, we have this guide in Spanish um, about how to use Groover for the first time. Are there some other questions that you might have about how to optimize your campaign, how to do your promotion, when to send it, your budget, any other kind of questions that you might have about anything else? Uh, okay, there's a new question. Can you add a feature that allows you to share an artist's song after the 7-day deadline? Or you mean that even if you haven't answered to the track within the 7-day deadline to be able to share it, you can still listen to the track and find it in the expired ones. Yeah, not still through the system for now, but it's something we can think about with the team. It could be an interesting feature. I think it's like a quite a limited use case, because most of the time, even if you got some tracks that expired, you still have a lot of tracks to listen to. But it could be indeed interesting. Okay, that's a good experience that you're from Brazil and send your songs to other countries from South America. So there could be like this kind of like, if you're in Europe, sending to other European countries, it might work well. Same for South America, same for North America. But you can also add a few ones for all around the world. One thing we saw, for example, is in Brazil, you can get really good results even if your track is in French or from France. Or from other countries in Europe, because they really like music that's coming from elsewhere. So we can really try things out with countries, but it's good feedback to say if you're located in South America and Brazil, you can really try to send your track to people there in the same continent. Is there a particular way to market a music video via Groover so far? Very pleased. Thanks, Dorian. Thank you. It's really good to see. A music video, it's not different. You can use a YouTube link. It depends on your targets, but definitely with a YouTube video, you can get in touch with media outlets because the magazines, the blogs, if they like your track or your music video, have a video to share. But you can also get in touch with Spotify playlist creators, radio stations. But definitely, it opens up the possibility to get in touch with magazines and blogs with success. So it could be great. And I'm very happy that you're pleased by your experience. It's really cool. If you feel like it, don't hesitate to use also I'm going to show you something that maybe you know about, which is the fact that you can sponsor refer additional artists to Groover using that link or using that code. It gives a 10% discount to your friends, and you will be earning groovies for referring additional new artists to the platform once they send their first campaign. We saw a lot of artists who are very satisfied getting a lot of free groovies that way because they're telling other artists about Groover. So it could be a great way if you like your experience and you have other artists around you that have never heard about Groover. Please tell them about it. It could be great. If you got a great experience, and you can guide them through it, they can get a great experience as well, and it could be a win-win for everybody. So don't hesitate to use that section where you can get free groovies by referring your artist friends to the platform. Feel free to. The deadline is a little short indeed. Yeah, we try to keep it that way. It's longer than other platforms, and it's also a way for the artist to have a guarantee that that track will be listened to, or they're gonna get credits back. But yeah, no, I know sometimes it can be quite short. Um, okay. Yeah, my take is a bit. So it really depends on your budget. What we're seeing is that when you get in touch with a lot of curators, when you using the genres, the types, and you have a lot of budget. For example, if you won the lottery or you have a lot of money, and you get in touch with a lot of like a few hundred contacts, the results can be really amazing because you're gonna get a lot of shares and you're gonna get a lot of return out of this investment. It's difficult to spend of euros or dollars on a campaign. But spending time to personalize is more if you want to make sure you use every single dollar the right way and you have a limited budget, it makes sense. But in lots of occasions, especially if you're doing like indie pop, indie rock, rap, or house music, and you have a lot of contacts available, you could be reaching out to hundreds of contacts and get really good results with all of them. And definitely, like there would be an exponential return out of these money spent, and it's what we saw with the budget that is spent on Groover. If you have a look at this article, we did a study and we saw that the satisfaction rate from artists is really higher when they spend more and contact more people on the platform, which is great, of course, but it means you would need to invest a bit more money and more money, but it's not something that everyone can do on the platform, of course. So it really depends here. In my case, some songs grow on me after the deadline, so I would like a feature to share a song after the 7 days. Yeah, I understand. It's a good thing. I will share it with the product team as an interesting insight and something we could be working on in the months to come. When I pay for a campaign and don't get an answer until the campaign is expired, do I get the money back? So you don't get the money back, you don't get refunded, but you get groovies. So it's the name of the credits on the platform back on in your wallet on Groover, and you can use it on a new campaign. So you don't get money back, but you can use it on a new campaign. Yes. So when it expires, you get credits back. That's great. I will put again the discount code for those who are just coming. Look at Groovy all caps before the end of the month, and it will give you a 50% special discount. So don't hesitate to use it. It's bigger than the usual discounts that we do. And yeah, enjoy this discount. Do you have some more questions? I still have a few more minutes. I can stay for 5 more if there are some additional questions. Otherwise, I will close this live by listening again to the track by Sleepy Soul, and hoping that you all had a great time on this live and this guide, and hoping we'll get really cool Groover campaigns in the future. I can see a question. Grid is very easy to use. The tiered option so artists can pay a little more for different services. For now, no. We don't want to do this because we don't want to have a confusion between being paid for consideration and being paid for producing content. It could be interesting, but it's what like I think another platform does. But it's not what we're aiming at, since we really want to help the artists break the wall of first listening, but then have you keep the freedom of producing content or not. Because if we put that option, you will be pushed to accept more tracks, and we don't want to trouble the editorial line that way. It will be close borderline payola or pay for share. Even if I understand you will still be free to decline tracks, for now we don't want to give that incentive, just to be sure that when an artist sends and you accept it because you love the track, and not to get the extra cash, which is not bad in itself, but more to keep something that is very based on consideration for listening on the platform, and not payment for placement and producing content. Perfect. I will put once again the code. Thank you everyone for attending. I can see we were a lot. So this is exciting. Thank you very much for attending. Will be probably one next month, or having someone else in the team doing this chat or this kind of like workshop. If you have some questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to ask in the comments on the YouTube video, and feel free to share that live with everyone around you. Feel free to use the referral code. Feel free to use that promo code on your next campaign, and feel free to share the word about Groover everywhere. And I wish you all the best for your music, for your projects, for your releases. It's tough when there are so many releases every day, but I know that if you're looking and watching that live, it means that you're on the right direction, on the right path, that you want to learn how to promote your project, and it already makes you stand out compared to a lot of other artists. So congrats, and keep on doing the best, as I'm sure you're doing. It's exciting all the time to be talking with so many users on that live workshop. Thank you very much. I will be playing again the track by Sleepy Soul. I wish you once again the best music and everything. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Oh, sorry. Bye-bye.